Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor. In this video, we're talking about fantasy football 2020 dynasty rankings. Whether you're in a keeper league, dynasty league, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to tell you guys which rookies I like at each position that could really excel and give you guys some solid fantasy football production for 2020 fantasy football and beyond. Because again, if it's a dynasty league, you want to invest in the right player in the right position with the right talent. Very, very important episode because I keep getting asked, what are your dynasty rankings? What do you think? Who do you really like? You know, I'm going to go over that with you guys right now. A very, very important episode. Let's get to the show. All right, guys, welcome to the show, the Fantasy Football Counselor. I'm excited to dive into these rookies and give you guys the guys that I like. Now, if you're on YouTube, I did link a write-up on these guys. I'm going to rank them a little bit for you below. And I also did a top 10 rookies show breaking down these guys in further detail. But this is more of a kind of like informational video going over some of the details, guys I like, kind of open discussion because I don't really want to have too much of a structure. This is the number 10, this is number 5. I'm just going to give you the guys I like. So if you are in a keeper league, let's have more of a friendly conversation here as if I was talking to my buddies and telling you, hey man, these are the guys I like, these, you know, that type of thing. So I'm going to kind of give them a rank, but not really. We don't really want to go in order and structure. We're just going to have an open discussion, okay? So let's talk about the wide receivers, the guys I like. And again, this can vary, and I want you guys to do your own homework because it's important that you do your own homework on top of mine, because what happens is I give you guys my opinion, and then you guys get your opinion, and then at the end of the day, if it's a decision between, let's say, CeeDee Lamb and Judy, you're like, okay, my gut's saying this, I feel good about this. So you got to kind of use your own intuition as well. I'm sure you guys do anyway. Lion mentality, guys, as I prove, okay? So we're going to dive into this. Before we do, guys, make sure you guys get the 16-round draft solution, because I tell you where these rookies file in regards to 2020 fantasy football and their ADP and when to draft them if you really like them before they get sniped, okay, in your fantasy football draft. So get the 16-round draft solution at thefantasyfootballcounts.com. Also, there's a link here below, guys, on YouTube. The first ever and only video training to help you guys crush your leagues. Guys, it won't even be fair to the competition. This is really going to help you draft, get rid of the draft kits, the cheat sheets. This is the future. 16 rounds, link below. All right, so which rookies do I like? Now, you're in a dynasty league, you're in a keeper league. Every league varies on the way they do their settings. Is it a 4-person keeper league? Is it a 1-person? Do you trade picks? Do you go rookies in the first round? Do you have to draft a quarterback in the first round? Is it a 2-quarterback league? There's so many different variances. You're only allowed to have 1 rookie. Like, there's so many different things. So I'm not going to go into like 50 million type of scenarios here, but I'm going to tell you the rookies that I like. So looking at the wide receiver position, I'm just going to focus. I'm not going to focus too much on tight end. I'm going to focus on the key positions, especially if you're drafting in the first, second round. You're probably going to be looking at a running back, maybe a wide receiver, probably a quarterback. So let's start off with the wide receivers here, the guys I like, and the guy I think that is actually in the best position to succeed is Justin Jefferson, 6'3", 190 out of LSU. Now, I like him because he could be a direct drop-in plug-and-play for Diggs, okay? That's why I like him, okay? He makes difficult catches. Now, he does lack that top-end speed, and his yards after catch aren't the greatest, okay? 13.9 after he catches. Now, he does, again, he's not a run-after-catch kind of guy, but again, a difficult kind of catch kind of guy. He can run fast, but he's not an absolute burner. He's not like a Ruggs or anything like that, okay? Now, why I like him, again, plug and play for Diggs. Another thing that I like is, again, he's had, this could be an advantage or a disadvantage. Now, he was in LSU, right, working with Burrow. So the advantage is that he has worked with a top-tier quarterback. How that's going to translate in the NFL and with Cousins is going to be a big question mark. And again, that could work against him because he had such a good quarterback in college. Is that going to translate over to the NFL? So that's my big question mark here when I look at Justin Jefferson, okay? Again, like the talent, like the plug and play, and again, makes those highlight catches where they're kind of difficult catches. So he's a guy I definitely want to target in a position to succeed at wide receiver. And again, you can look at the other guys, but I think he's in one of the best positions. Another guy may take a year to develop. And again, if you're looking long-term wide receiver, T. Higgins is a guy you can look. Clemson receivers, pretty good, right? We've had some good guys come out of there. 6'4", 215, massive catch radius. A little bit sluggish off the line, limited route tree, which is kind of an issue. Great ball tracking skills. He's a physical runner, which I like, and I think he could build a good connection with Burrow. This could be really, really special in the Bengals territory as they may be phasing out AJ Green, right? AJ Green just hasn't been able to stay healthy. Maybe they're going to phase him out. It's going to be interesting to see. But I do like T. Higgins a lot, man. I think there's a lot of upside here if you are looking at a wide receiver in a keeper league, okay? And again, this isn't really in order. Again, we're just kind of having an open discussion here on guys I like and the situations and the scenarios around them, okay? So the next guy is Henry Ruggs. I like him, but the problem is, now I'd actually take Judy before Ruggs, but I like Ruggs because he was drafted really early. He was the first pick for the Raiders. He was the first wide receiver in the NFL draft to come off. Had an amazing time at the combine. Really fast, 4.27, 6 foot, 195 out of Alabama. Fast, good body control, attacks the ball at catch point. These are notes I got. Explosive leaper, strong hands. Problem is he's got Derek Carr thrown to him. Now, if you're looking from a fantasy point of view, again, may not be exciting because you're going to probably have these boom or bust type of games. I think they're going to integrate Josh Jacobs in the passing game a little bit more. They might go to Waller a bit more as well. Now, Ruggs also does have that limited route tree, not as good of a route runner as, let's say, a guy like Jerry Jeudy. But again, I like the upside with Henry Ruggs, and he's going to have those boom games. I picture him being those big play guys, burning the secondary, catching the deep ball, and getting you a few touchdowns and some big scoring plays during the season. I don't know if he's going to be a consistent PPR guy week in, week out. That's the knock. But again, crazier things have happened. This guy could be a top 10 wide receiver for 2020. We don't know. That's the exciting thing here with Ruggs, okay? Next guy here is Jerry Jeudy. Obviously, great talent. Pretty much the number one prospect coming into the NFL 2020 draft. Quick feet, amazing change of direction, phenomenal route running. I do like him. Now, there is criticism that 190 is a little small in regards to weight. Ran a 4.45, so the speed is there. Height at 6'1" is there. Everything is there. The only problem I have with him is that Sutton is technically the number one right now. They also drafted KJ Hamler. They've got a ton of talent there. They've got Melvin Gordon. They've got Noah Fant. Tons of mouths to feed and an unproven quarterback. Now, again, the thought of it is phenomenal. The ceiling is high, but you got to be cautious here when you are looking at this wide receiver because, again, there's going to be a ton of distribution and a ton of mouths to feed. Okay, that's something I'm a little cautious of. So in regards to massive fantasy production, I think that's going to be limited due to the mouths to feed. So that's my concern there. Next guy I want to talk about, I like CeeDee Lamb, great talent. Again, in another position where Cooper's the one, Gallup is there. They've got a ton of talent as well, a lot of mouths to feed. And then Dak Prescott with the contract deal. They just acquired Andy Dalton, the Cowboys did. He's a wiry, strong receiver, long limbs, strong hands, explosive, athletic, love the talent. He's got some issues creating separation at times, but again, phenomenal talent. This is, again, some of the reviews I've read from scouts and the tape I've watched. But again, phenomenal talent. Again, not as quick off the line, but very strong, very explosive, and can catch that speed and go. So the problem is right now, again, a lot of mouths to feed in Cowboys territory as well with him. There's also Laviska Shenault. I think he's going to remind me a little bit of a better version of Tavon Austin, gadget player, catching some balls out of the backfield, Swiss Army knife kind of player. Not expecting a huge performance out of him the first year in regards to fantasy. Again, a bit of a gadget player, and I think the Jacksonville Jaguars have Shark there, who's going to be the main guy, so a little question mark there. Other wide receivers I like, you could target ahead of all these guys and could have a huge ceiling, is Michael Pittman from the Colts, and you can also target Chase Claypool from the Steelers. Why I like these guys is because of the quarterbacks that are throwing to them, and believe it or not, the Colts actually drafted Pittman before Jonathan Taylor in the second round. That was their first pick. So the Colts really believe in Michael Pittman. That's what I'm thinking here. Rivers has made good wide receivers fantasy relevant, right? Keenan Allen in the past, he does get the ball to them. So I am excited about Pittman. I like the upside and I like the value for him. I think he's pretty much going undrafted or super late in drafts. I think he's going to be off a lot of people's radar. While people are focusing on guys like Henry Ruggs, you could be getting yourself a Michael Pittman. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this guy here. Did I mention him? Denzel Mims. That's another guy. Keep your eye out for him. I think there's a ton of upside there with the Jets as they don't have a wide receiver. Another plug-and-play guy. I actually like him better than CeeDee Lamb, Jeudy in regards to potential volume up front. So Denzel Mims, Michael Pittman, Chase Claypool, keep them on your radar. really good position to succeed. Because again, Judy could see double coverage, and it could go to Claypool, or they could line up Deontay and Claypool outside and make Judy the slot receiver. So I think there's a ton of opportunity for Claypool going into the season. There's talk, and I'm not sure if it's been updated or if he's been released, but there's talk of maybe Deion Kane getting released. So I think Claypool could be in a good position to really, really succeed. Obviously, the Steelers believe in him. A ton of upside. So out of all these guys, I love getting Pittman and Claypool later. I love Jefferson if you're going early for wide receiver, and that's pretty much the wide receiver class all in a nutshell, okay? Let's take a look at quarterbacks briefly. I'm not going to spend too much time here. Quarterbacks, I always go for quarterbacks in fantasy that are proven, so I stay away from rookie quarterbacks. If you must draft one, I mean, Love could be in a great position with the Packers. Tua could be in a great position with Miami. I like Burrow and I like Herbert, okay? So those are the four guys that are kind of on my radar, but I don't put too much weight on quarterbacks unless you have to draft a quarterback or the league settings are like you should acquire a quarterback, or if you need a quarterback for Dynasty, those are the four guys I like. Love not going to be an immediate impact unless Rodgers gets traded or pissed off or something like that. Burrow's going to be a plug and play week one. Dalton's been shipped off to the Cowboys. Herbert could be, 1 or 2 weeks in, could get the starting job, and Tua, probably a couple weeks as well to get into the groove as well. But tons of upside for all of these guys. And I think Burrow, obviously the most talented on paper right now. But we've seen crazier things, right? All right, let's take a look at the running back position. Okay, so this is very important, guys. Running backs for Dynasty Fantasy Football, Dynasty League, Keeper Leagues. Who is the best running back? Now, the mainstream, the analysts, the consensus are all telling you Jonathan Taylor is the main guy. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the main guy. And I can see the debate. And I can see the argument, and I can definitely make a case for him being the guy. Now, myself, the guy that decided I wanted to get Kareem Hunt before the Spencer Ware injury a couple years ago, I drafted him in the second round. And then, ironically, Spencer Ware went down that year. Kareem Hunt had a phenomenal year with the Chiefs. He was the workhorse. He was the guy. And I genuinely believe in my heart of hearts that the Chiefs want that guy, but they've been kind of stuck in this circle of committees. Bringing McCoy was a disaster last year. Darwin Thompson did nothing, never got the opportunity. Damian Williams sucks. Darrell Williams, it's a disaster. If I was a Chiefs, I want a go-to guy that I can trust on every down. Clyde Edwards could be the guy, 5'8", 210, a little bit undersized in regards to size, but that could be an advantage because he's compact, agile. Players bounce off him. He cuts really fast, low center of gravity, quick and phenomenal vision. I do like him, and he catches the ball in the backfield. So he is in a phenomenal position to succeed, but I'm torn between him and Jonathan Taylor if Taylor gets a starting job, and also Swift. He's also in a good position. But in regards to ceiling, in regards to upside, the only player at the running back position I think may have a higher ceiling, or two guys that may have a higher ceiling if they get the starting job. That's a big question. If they're integrated and, announced, hey, this is our workhorse, this is our guy, we're going to go with it, are Cam Akers and Taylor. There's the only two guys I may like ahead of Clyde Edwards. But again, I like Clyde Edwards this year, but he's going to be going late first round or early second. I've seen him. I've been doing mock drafts on ADP. He's a top 10 consensus running back right now. And is that too high of a price? Maybe, because I think Damian Williams is going to be a bit of a pest. I mean, here's Damian Williams, here's Clyde Edwards in regards to talent. I'm telling you, Damian Williams is a bench player for Miami. I'm the guy that says I'm not a fan of Williams, and I'm telling you, this could be an easy surpass, but I don't really trust the Chiefs. That's the issue I have. Sometimes I have an issue trusting the Chiefs. So be cautious. I mean, definitely go for him. If you need a running back and you want to get a dynasty player, definitely consider him, Taylor, or Akers. Let's talk about Jonathan Taylor. Love the talent. 5'10", 220 out of Wisconsin. Ran a 4.39. Power, vision, speed, workhorse. The only two knocks are limited catching ability, but I think he caught 26 receptions in 2019. He can catch the ball. Another knock is ball security. Again, the receiving, ball security, people say he's worn down because he was a workhorse for 2-3 years. Listen, I'm not sold on that. The Colts need a running back. I'm a Colts fan, so I'm ready to get a Jonathan Taylor jersey. Marlon Mack sucks, just not the guy to get it done. Taylor could be the guy, and if they're smart, they run him and work him. They just got to make sure his pass protection is solid, make sure he's fully integrated, and I absolutely love him. I think if he's the workhorse running back, he's got a higher ceiling than Edwards, because I think Edwards is always going to be, I think there's going to be a bit of a committee there. I think they're going to try to work other guys, but I also believe that the Chiefs ride the hot hand as well. And I saw patterns of that last year with LaShawn McCoy coming in, okay? So Edwards, Taylor, the ceiling is phenomenal, but they got to be solidified as the running back one. I mean, I have heard rumors, total big rumor, I don't even think it's true, but just buzzes in groups that Mac may be. I don't think Mac's going to be there this upcoming season, and I hope for Taylor's sake he's not. So I love Taylor, love Edwards, and the other guy that's in a perfect position to succeed is Cam Akers. He's only got to compete with Henderson. Now, I had Henderson as a sleeper. I don't like him anymore. I thought maybe if they didn't acquire anybody, the Rams would have been believing in Henderson, but Darrell Henderson not going to be getting the start, in my opinion. I think Akers is going to be the guy. He ran a 4.47, 5'11", 215, solid guy. He changes direction quick. He has that home run speed. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He is very, very strong. Now, the good news is also he did play behind a terrible O-line in Florida State. There was some issues with some fumbling, but I think that should be good. He is a bit of a boomer bust type of potential, but I think that if he's given the opportunity with the Rams, this could be very, very special talent. Love myself some Cam Akers. J.K. Dobbins, a lot of people ask me about him. I'm not sold. I'll tell you why. When you look at the attempts, I don't have the attempts in front of me. I should have got them in front of me, but I'm going to tell you because I have a good memory. You can look it up. I challenge you guys to look it up. I don't have it in front of me. I'm eyes closed here, but I believe Lamar Jackson had 176 attempts. And who was it? Ingram had 200 plus attempts, 202, I believe it was. So when I look at that, I'm seeing over 70 attempts or whatever it is. I don't know the math on that. Listen, 378 attempts. I think that sounds right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Bottom line is this. Over 350 attempts went to the quarterback, who's like the running back, and it went to Ingram. Now you got Dobbins coming in. Unless Ingram is completely gone, and Lamar decides, hey, I'm going to be a pocket passer. I'm just going to throw the ball. I'm not going to rush this year. That's when Dobbins becomes valuable. And this is one of those like, oh, damn, what a shame. This guy could have been a workhorse, but he's probably not going to be. So I don't like Dobbins because of that fact. And if you look at the rushing yards of Lamar, don't have him in front of me. I think it was over 1,200 and change, okay? He actually outrushed every running back in the NFL except for 5. And those 5 were like Zeke Elliott, CMC, Nick Chubb, Carson, and I think it was Henry. Those are the only 5 running backs that ran more than Lamar Jackson. Okay, so that, and I don't like that, especially with Dobbins. So if you are in a dynasty keeper league, I'm staying away from Dobbins. Trust me, maybe the year after, if Lamar gets hurt and Mark Ingram is gone, Dobbins. But as of right now, heck no, staying away. I do love DeAndre Swift as well. So I don't know, if I were to rank him, I'd probably go Taylor if he gets a starting job. Taylor, Clyde Edwards, Akers, Swift, or Swift Akers. It's tough. Again, everybody's kind of guessing right now, but these are the 4 I like. I like Taylor, Swift, Edwards, and Akers. Love these guys, okay? Why I love Swift, he ran a 4.48, 5'9". He's 5'9", 215 out of Georgia. He is probably one of the most complete backs out of this rookie draft here. Great pass catcher, wasn't used as much, shifty, complete, amazing vision. Patience for blocks, makes people miss. Great initial burst off the line, pass protection, rock solid. Now, again, what I don't like is Kerryon Johnson being there. So if you are looking at this guy, be cautious because I'm telling you, Kerryon could be a pest still. But if the Lions are smart, they make him the workhorse because they've had some unsuccessful luck. Now, if you look at Kerryon Johnson's numbers, again, I don't have the numbers in front of me. This is to memory. I'm just totally immersed in this stuff. I believe he only played 18 games in 2 seasons. 8 games, I think, 8 or 10 last season, 10 the year before, vice versa. I think it was 8 last year, 10 the year before. Either way, the guy has not been on the field. Kerryon Johnson has not been on the field. So how can you trust a guy who hasn't been on the field? That's why they got DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift can be a workhorse. I do like the offense here. I think they got a center and an O-line guy. Lions want to protect Stafford a little bit more. They didn't acquire another wide receiver. So Golladay, I love the value of Golladay this year. So when you are looking at a rookie running back, this is a guy that's in a prime position to succeed. The talent is there. The opportunity is there. They just got to give him the rock and believe in him. And I would bench Kerryon. If I was coaches, I would start Cam Akers, Jonathan Taylor, and DeAndre Swift on my team, and Clyde Edwards, and just scrap the other guys because they suck. That's the honest truth, man. These guys are studs. They're in a position to succeed. The guys behind them have not been proven, or ahead of them, whatever you want to call it. You know, the Williams, the Max, and the Kerryon Johnsons of the world have sucked. You know, Darrell Henderson's done nothing. I think he had like 39 attempts last season. So I love the opportunity with these guys, okay? So leave a comment below, guys. I want to get your feedback. What do you think? I mean, the Jess Jefferson for wide receiver, is he a plug and play? Do you agree? Denzel Mims, do you agree with me on that? I've looked at the situation, guys. I've looked at the depth charts, and I'm telling you guys, the guys I mentioned are in a position to succeed. If you're looking at a fantasy ball sleeper for Dynasty, a guy that everyone will be sleeping on, and you want to make a sneaky move, I don't know, depending on the league settings, maybe Pittman and Claypool. Love them, guys. Love them. And I think Akers and Swift are falling a little bit more. You know, the Taylors and the Clyde Edwards are coming off a little bit higher. Again, the Judys and the Ruggs may come off higher, but then you could sneak and get yourself a Claypool and a Pittman, okay? So, again, guys, a lot of analysis here, a lot of information for you guys to process, but I want you guys to process it and make the right decision. Look for the opportunities. Look for the upside. Look for the depth chart, okay? And, again, I love myself some Taylor, some Swift, some Akers, and some Clyde Edwards if they get the starting job. All right, guys, leave a comment below. Let me know which rookie you love the best. Who's got the most upside? I'd love to hear your comments and your feedback. Smash that thumbs up. It means the world to me. And get the 60-round draft solution at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. You'll absolutely love it. And if you're listening on audio, I just did a show on my story. Check it out, guys, on how I came out to be a fantasy analyst, why I did it. My why. Check out the last episode I did on the podcast. I released it on audio only, so guys, check it out there, okay? Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. Have yourself a great day.